Hey, sixth graders, Mr. Brennan here. Thank you for watching this video. I just found out how many people are watching and how many people aren't. So thank you for being one of the people to watch these videos. I think it makes your day easier and better. You learn more. So today we're going to talk about lesson 5.6, solving percent problems. And you're going to say, well, we just worked with percent problems yesterday. So, but I want you to notice this, and I left the learning intentions on our document the same, but this one has to do with mental math because it's pretty easy to find 1% of something and 10% of something. So let me just figure out how to do this on my board here. So it's pretty easy to find 1% of a number. Like if I just have a number like 5, 1% of a number is 1/100th of that. So 5/100ths. And our book has some kind of cool stuff. If you look over here, a couple interactive pieces. One, you can put any number in here and it'll tell you this is the 10% number finder, which is kind of cool. And this next one, I'll just tell you, this guy right here is a 1%. A lot of times you can do that in your head. And then here's a kind of an interactive bar too. You can decide how many times you want it divided. I can show you how to do that. Can I? Yeah. So you can divide it into different amounts by clicking up here. Let's say I wanted 1/5 and put numbers in there, and that will help you figure out numbers too. I'm not sure you really need that, but I thought it was pretty cool, so I'm sharing that with you. So let's get to look at the lesson. So we can see here on page 229, we have a ton of these kind of problems. 20% of 60. And I know there was a time that seemed a little nervous to you. I want to show you two different ways of working on. One is kind of the normal way, but the other one makes more sense. So watch this. So sort of a standard algorithm for a problem like this, 20% of 60, is just to realize math as a language. And we talked quite a bit yesterday about changing percents to decimals. So 20% is 2 or 2/10, right? Of is times. We learned that when we did all those fractions. 60. So now all I have to do is go, 60. So now all I have to do is go 60 times 2 or 2/10 is 0, 12, and I got one place here. Oops, I forgot this. And so I got one place there. So 20% of 60 is 12. Well, that's pretty easy. Another easier way, so I'm going to call that the standard algorithm. So another easier way, though, is to think about it this way. I know what 10% of 60 is, just off the top of my head. It's 6. 6 is 1/10 of 60. I could do that in my head anytime. Remember, we talked about that connection with mental math. So that's an easy one for me. If 10% of 60 is 6, then 20% of 60 is double that. It's going to be 20% of 60 equals 12. So that's not going to take you very long at all. I think you're going to be really good at that. And then some really beautiful conversations with kids yesterday when I looked down at like number 19 or number 20. I know you're not doing number 19, but I'm looking at it. I know that 140% of 60, I know that 100% of 60 is 60, right? So now I'm just got to worry about the 40%. Same thing here, same thing here. If something's 200% of 146, then I just need double to 146.5. So I can do a lot of that stuff in my head. The other big grind they're going to have you do, and this is like a super test question. So let me work one of these guys. So we have lots of problems like this. 10% of what number is 14? So I'm just going to change that again into my math language. We use percentage because it helps us think about parts of 100. But in math, I'd like to go to the decimal. So I'm going to change that to a 1/10 is 10%. And remember, I just kitty mouth that over. I just multiplied, or I'm sorry, divided in this case percent per 100 of, I call that number n because I don't know what it is equals 14. And so I have 1/10 times n equals 14. And we learned in algebra, what I want to do is I want to get the variable on one side of the equation, and I want to get the like terms, the numbers here, on the other side of the equation. So what I'm going to do to move this over there is I'm going to divide both sides by 1/10. So that's going to leave me times 1/10 divided by 1/10. That's just going to be n over here. And on this side, it's going to be 14 divided by 1/10. Well, I can do a standard algorithm, or I can just see, I know how many times 1 goes into 14. I know how many times 1/10 goes into 1 10 times. So it's going to be 14 times 10. So it's going to be 140. So I like this way of thinking. These are simple problems, and later on they get more difficult, but translating to math always helps. So that's the last I have to say. Stick around after the meeting, and well, I'm going to make you watch this video because I know a lot of people are skipping the videos. But I hope you love this math opportunity, and I'll see you at the meetings.